I don't know if you're like the typical American woman, but if you are, you're exhausted. You've just been so busy running around. You're probably working full-time, if not part-time, and then you're taking care of kids, and you're trying to take care of the home, and you're trying to be super woman, super mom, super wife, right? And it can leave you utterly exhausted by the end of the day. I mean, exhausted by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, let's just be honest. And then you're thinking, and now my husband wants to make love. Oh, you know, it just does not sound that exciting when you're completely wiped out, right? And yet we know that if we don't take care of this need of our husbands and a need for ourselves as well, that our marriage is going to start to deteriorate. I mean, God's a pretty big fan of sex, believe it or not. I mean, he's the creator of it. And in fact, in 1 Corinthians 7:5, let me read you what God says in 1 Corinthians 7:5 about the importance of fulfilling this desire in your marriage and for your husband. In 1 Corinthians 7:5, he says, "Do not deprive one another, except perhaps by agreement for a limited time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer, but then come together again, so that Satan may not tempt you because of your lack of self-control." And here's the thing, ladies, when we do not take care of this need of our husbands, because they are wired, I mean, it's an intense desire for a man to have sex. When we don't take care of that need in a somewhat reasonable manner, then he's going to be tempted. We're setting him up to be so tempted to be drawn away elsewhere, to start lusting after other women. We're not responsible for his decisions, but boy, we're sure setting him up for disaster, right? So let's be intentional about carving out the time to be sexually available to our husbands. And here's what I want to say. I know you're exhausted. I've been there, done that. Yes, my kids are all grown now, but I remember that time of just being so wiped out. Let me give you 2 suggestions. Number 1, take a serious look at your schedule. What could you cut out of your schedule? What does not have to be done? I mean, could you just maybe not vacuum the house this week, or not clean the bathroom for the 3rd time this week, or whatever it is that you think you have to do? Are there some things you could cut out of your schedule so you're not so completely exhausted? Secondly, ask your husband if he would be willing to help, especially with some of those evening kind of responsibilities, like maybe doing the dishes after dinner, or getting the kids in the bathtub and out and into bed, or whatever those things are, making the school lunches for the next day, whatever the thing is, so that you could kind of decompress and refresh yourself and have maybe a moment of downtime so that you could be more sexually ready and available for him. I bet you if I explained it that way, that you would be more active and lively in the bedroom. If he could help out in the evening, he'd be like, Johnny on the spot, what can I do to help you, right? So have that conversation with him, and then you can both enjoy coming together intimately.